Okay, this is Barbara Jean, if you didn't know. I had a dream a couple of days ago, which I did make a video about in one of my previous videos just not too long ago. I think it was called, what was it called now? Kicking Butt. Anyway, in this dream the Lord showed me this woman coming out of this triangle-shaped portal. And this portal, the Lord later on, I gave the dream, but I didn't have the full interpretation of it. And what the Lord was showing me was that this portal was the closet. Okay? There are sins in the church that are in the closet, that have come out of the closet, if you will. Sexual sins, homosexuality, abortion, all kinds of promiscuity are in the closet, if you will, that have been hiding in the closet in the church. And this is what this harem room was supposed to represent, was the bride of Christ, exclusive for the Lord, and yet these unclean spirits, unclean brides were in the church, infiltrating, bringing a false doctrine and immorality and impurity into the church. And so when this woman approached me, and I had to pretty much put her in her place, and she was leaving the church. This was the believing that the Lord was telling me I had to deal with some issues that have been left untouched, or not untouched, but deal with the reasons why this deception has come into the church, into believing that it's okay, that homosexuality is okay, fornication's okay, these lies and deceptions that have come into the church and had infiltrated the church at some time, practically from the beginning. We see it really creeping in the second letter, the second dispensation of the church, and that the Lord wants to clear His name, basically. Going back to the Garden of Eden, what happened there was that Satan, in his deception to Eve, was really corrupting the image of God. Is what Satan really was doing. He was telling lies about God, about God's personality, about God's goodness, about God who He is, and corrupting God's image right from the start. And this is what has happened in the church, that the image of God and what God wants, who He is, and what He wants from us, because we are created in His image to be like God. Okay, we are created like God, to be like God. And Satan has, in his evil and his evil seed, has changed God's image in our eyes. Not in God's eyes. God hasn't changed. He never has changed, never will change. But when we ate the fruit of evil, the fruit of lies, it changed God's image in our eyes. And God wants to bring back His true image. He wants us to have 20/20 vision in regards to His reputation. And this is what He's doing in the church. He's clearing up all the miscommunication, all the lies, all the deceptions that Satan has made about who He is, who God is. Okay? So I'm going to leave it at that at the moment. I'm just going to say that this is what God wants. He wants us to see Him clearly. He doesn't want us to see Him through the eyes of sin, which is what happened when corruption came in. When Adam and Eve ate that fruit, the seeds of lies and deception came inside of us. We were then able to be deceived by Satan. And he has been pulling the wool over our eyes ever since. But the bride is coming into fullness where she is able to see clearly. Through the 6,000 years of earth history, we have been in tribulation because we've been under the thumb of Satan and his lies and deceptions. But the church, the bride of Christ, is removing those veils of seeing God for who He truly is, for the family that God is, the oneness that God is, the peace and the joy and the love that God is. We've been seeing Him through tainted vision. Okay? So I'm going to leave it at that, and I will talk to you in my next video. God bless.